Hello everyone and welcome to our tutorial today looking at a third-person camera setup for an action-adventure game or a third-person shooter. Now these cameras typically have their own sets of rules and the default camera, as good as it is, can be improved. So I'm going to go through and show you how you can improve your third-person camera setup for your third-person action game. So let's get started and take a look. So we're getting started here in the third-person template blueprint. There's nothing in here, it's all completely default that you get when you run Unreal Engine for the first time. And what we're going to do is we're going to fix this camera so it is more suited for a third-person action game like a Gears of War or an Uncharted type game. So we're going to include a few things. So we're going to try and fix the over-the-shoulder look. We're going to add in strafing, and we're going to add some little touches to improve quality of life when it comes to this camera. So this is fortunately very easy to do. And all it does come down to is understanding how the camera rotations actually work on your character. So let's go through and explain what's going on our third person character. So the character, when it loads up, is got a spring arm, which has a camera attached to it. If I go to the viewport, you can see these. There's my spring arm and there's my camera. Now, a few things to set up a third-person character. You want to make sure that on the class defaults, if you want to search in the details for your YAW, you want to make sure use controller rotation yaw is turned off. What this will do, if it's left on, because it is on by default, it will make the character one-to-one match the control rotation. And some people often ask me, what is control rotation? Well, control rotation is the rotation your controller is aiming currently at. So when you turn your mouse or turn your thumbsticks, it is changing the control rotation. And so basically there's that rotation there which we can manipulate and, pardon the pun, control to manipulate which way the character's moving. And if you have this ticked on, it basically means the character's going to match it one-to-one with no delay in it whatsoever. So this is usually turned on for first-person games. So if you're doing third person, turn that off. And also similarly for NPCs or AI, enemies, whatever, you want to turn that off as well. So now we're on to the actual spring arm itself. Now if you go to the spring arm for the camera boom, and we clear the search details, if I scroll down, you'll see by default with this template they've given you, the use pawn control rotation is turned on. What that is doing then is it's telling this spring arm to have independent control away from the character using the control rotation. So as the control rotation changes, as does the rotation of this spring arm, which is what you want typically for a third-person game. If you don't have that on, you have these inherit, hitch, pitch, yaw, and roll. These would mean it will just take on whatever pitch, yaw, and roll your character currently have on their character. But we want the turn, use pawn control rotation on, and make sure it's on. So next up, we're going to decrease our target arm length. So let's bring our target arm length a little bit closer in. I'm going to bring it to 200. And next, we're going to change the offsets. Now, the reason why we change offsets is because I want the camera to be more over the shoulder look. The problem we have with this, though, is if I just move the spring arm like so and play the game, yes, the character's on the left of the screen, but as I rotate the camera around, they change to the right-hand side of the screen, which is not what we want. You want to kind of keep the character in the same place on the screen at all times, so it saves this weird confusion of which way your character is facing. It kind of gives this broken look when they start moving around. So we want to avoid doing that. So what you're going to do is we'll reset that back down to 0, 0, 0. And then we're going to change the socket offset. And we're going to put in 50 in the y-axis for socket offset. And as I do this, you'll see the camera socket move. Okay. Now, if you want to know what the difference is between socket offset and target offset, so 50 in socket offset does this. And if I put 50 in a target offset, it looks the same, but notice how different it is in the game. So socket offset, target offset's there, but notice it still goes from right to left to right on the screen now. Okay. So the target, which way the camera's pointing at, is incorrect. But if I go to the socket offset and put that back down to 0, I put socket offset as 50 instead, it's going to maintain that relationship between the character. So the character now, no matter which way I turn the character, is always going to be on my left-hand side of the screen. Now, we don't usually have our character fully in frame like this. We usually want to pop them up, especially when we are zoomed in this close. So let's go ahead and bring that up a little bit too. So I'm going to go into my socket offset and I'm going to change that to 40 in the Z axis. And now if I go have a look at my game, we got that going on there. And that's looking a lot better. So the next thing we're going to fix is this strafing issue. So at the moment, this character cannot do strafing because if I push right or left, they just turn to match the way they're moving. So we need to change that setting. So if I go into my character again, go to character movement, and I want to scroll down on the right hand side down to the rotation settings, which you'll find eventually down here. And there's 3 bits to it. You got rotation rate, you got this tick box for use control desired rotation, and you got the tick box for orient rotation to movement. As you can see, orient rotation to movement is turned on. And what that means is that whichever way I'm moving, it's going to rotate towards that direction at a rate of 500 degrees per second. So if I don't want that to happen, I want it to turn that off. And if instead I have the option to use controller desired rotation, which means the character is going to match the rotation whichever way my control rotation is turned. Now, that's all well and good, but one thing to be aware of when you have both of these options is if I was to turn on both of them, it would only do the orient rotation to movement. That one has priority over the top one. So if you have them both on, you cause this issue. So for now, just turn off the orient rotation to movement and keep the controller desired rotation on. And if I compile and look at that in game, you can see the difference this makes. So now if I push right and left, you can see the character stays facing forward and they just move to the right and to the left. Now the animations look a bit janky, and that's just because the default mannequin does not come with strafing animations. But this is something you can do yourselves or follow my animation videos to find that out. So that's all well and good, but we've got this weird issue as well. When I turn the camera, you see him sort of spinning on the spot, and I can never see the front of my character. Not easily anyway. So one thing you may not notice that a lot of third-person action games do is they'll actually change this rotation rule depending on what you're doing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn both of these on. Now, as I said, orient rotation movement is going to take priority. So what I'm going to do is when I start moving, I want to turn that one off. So let's go to the event graph. And on the event graph, we're going to go to the movement inputs. Expand open my input node. And on started here, I'm going to drag out my character movement and set the orient rotation to movement to false on started. I'm then going to copy that and paste it below it, plugging in my character movement. And I'm going to plug this node into cancelled and completed and turn that one on. So as I start moving, it's going to turn that setting off. And when I stop moving, it's going to turn it on. So what that does, it gives us this really nice effect that you may not even notice happens in your games. But if you look around, I can now spin my camera around to get a good view of those skins I've bought with my character. But if I was to push forwards, I can still move and strafe like normal. And this has a really nice effect where I can turn the camera around behind the character, push W, and they'll turn around to match whichever direction I've just pushed them towards. So it's a simple change you can do to your camera, but it works really, really well. And I strongly recommend checking it out and trying out this for your third-person action games. So there you go. You can now make your cameras far more dynamic and more interesting for your third-person action game. If you like this video and want to see more of my content early before anyone else, head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where you can take part in our creator challenges and watch all our videos early before anyone else. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.